Next on Worcester News Tonight, a driver leaves a path of destruction in a Worcester neighborhood. An investigation is underway. And the three mayoral candidates duke it out one last time in a debate. Good evening, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McCone. As Election Day gets closer, mayoral candidates are making last-minute efforts to get their message out to the public. Today, all three candidates took part in their final debate before Election night. The three mayoral candidates took to the airwaves today, joining the Jordan Levy Show on WTAG for their final debate.
I think everyone played it safe. No one wanted to, take each other on too personally. I think it was good. I think it was positive. I think people learned a lot about the candidates.
The hour-and-a-half debate between incumbent Mayor Joseph Petty, City Councilor Mike Gaffney, and Bill Coleman touched on a number of topics, including filling the position of superintendent for the Worcester Public Schools, left vacant by Melinda Boone.
We had a lot of issues at North that I think she was, not very responsive to and resolving. Then, of course, that we had some issues with Burncoat as well. So, if we're looking for somebody, I really don't want somebody with the same style, the same management beliefs or style as Ms. Boone had.
We have to get this right. And that if I have to look people from outside Worcester County towards Boston, Worcester, I'm going to pick the best possible person. I really am.
Challengers also made pitches about the changes they would bring to the position.
As mayor, you have given people a chance to talk. You've given people a chance to at least you explain the process to folks. I would open up that process a little bit more by holding meetings in the community, talking about folks and advocating for people.
Moderator and former mayor of Worcester, Jordan Levy, believes the recipe for a victory in this election is rather simple.
It's going to be a low voter turnout, unfortunately. I think it's going to be somewhere around 20%, and that's awful. But it comes down to personality, it comes down to name recognition, and who's done the best job informing the voters that they're the candidate for them.
As for the at-large city council race, there are 6 seats and 12 candidates. Now, we know that with Rick Rushton choosing not to run again, there will be at least one new at-large city councilor. Tonight, we caught up with Rick Rushton, who says don't be surprised if there's a big shakeup more than just that one seat.
The council, since I started, at the end of this term, there will be 10 new councilors total, which is a pretty good change. So we've had some constant change. In the most recent elections, Joe Petty and Tim Murray came on together, unseated 2 incumbents. When I ran for mayor in 2007, myself and Mike Germain unseated 2 incumbents, and I think that's going to happen again this time.
Rushton is endorsing 2 new candidates for at-large city council, Christian King and Matthew Wally. A pickup truck takes out a fence causing damage at a Worcester condo complex. Witnesses say it was only part of the problem the truck and its driver caused Thursday morning. Police are investigating. Our Olivia Lemon has the latest.
About 9:30 this morning, I heard a huge crash. And I knew it was the fence from the sound of the impact.
The Mount Shire condos were the final stop for this pickup truck. Worcester police say its driver was part of several hit-and-run accidents Thursday morning. The truck crashed through a fence off of West Mountain Street.
I lived here 21 years, and I think that people go too fast up the hill, and it's not the first time that they have taken down the fence.
He was still in the truck, it was running. He then backed up, smashed up into the tree.
Kay Kahn lives in the Mount Shire condos. She took these pictures of the scene. Police say the 40-year-old driver was taken to an area hospital.
Once I saw that he got out of the truck, I was astonished that he got out of the truck, given the impact, but he got out of the truck, and then I knew he was okay.
Police received calls about 2 accident scenes in the neighborhood. Ashley Mungeon says she saw a truck hit a car and take off outside of Abbott Animal Hospital.
Black Dodge Ram reversed with his hood all crushed up and booked it down there.
Mungeon says she can't believe someone would leave an accident scene where they could have seriously injured someone.
It just sounded like a big bang, pretty much. And then when I looked up, it was just this woman being squished by all these vehicles.
Worcester police say they are investigating and charges against the driver are pending. There's damage at Mount Shire condos, but there's a feeling here things could have been worse.
I'm just happy no one got injured here. I'm hoping that the driver is not seriously injured.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
A meeting was held this afternoon in an effort to fix the Route 20 roadway in Oxford. This comes after the deadly incident Monday where a woman and her infant died after an accident with a cement truck. Family members were present, as well as Mass DOT and state representatives. The meeting was closed to the public, but in a press conference, Mass DOT announced they will be making some temporary fixes to the road. Officials say even if they had the money, a permanent solution will take years. Some of those temporary fixes include delineators, traffic warning lights, as well as enhanced rumble strips.
Recognize that all the signs in the world aren't going to stop a motorist who chooses to speed. What we can do is have interventions to remind them that, this is 50 miles an hour. They should slow down for their safety and the safety of others. But we're also going to be looking at the speed in this area as well.
We all agreed in that room, state, local, and federal officials, that this project cannot wait until the year 2025 to be shovel ready. And everyone is committed to do everything we can. Among people at the meeting was Lisa Brodeur, who lost her husband en route 18 years ago. She says these fixes are a good step, but not enough.
Do I think what's going to work, what they're doing is going to stop accidents? No. Do I think it's a little start? Yes, very little start.
Greg Whalen spoke with some of those family members, raising awareness of the problems. He has more.
They'd been strangers until highway tragedies joined them for an impromptu vigil outside the Department of Transportation building in Worcester, Mass., where highway officials were inside talking about those tragedies and what to do about them on a particular stretch of highway, a treacherous downhill curve on Mass Route 20 in Oxford, Mass., on the Charlton border, where Christina Rushton lost her life in a head-on crash with a cement truck Monday morning. Along with her 9-month-old son, Noah, her 2-year-old son, Carter, was injured.
To find out you lose your sister and then to have to go to the hospital and watch your nephew take his last breaths in front of you, I don't wish that on anybody. It's a tremendous loss.
3 sisters of Christina Rushton were part of the impromptu vigil, along with Lisa Brodeur, whose husband was killed 18 years ago on that same bad stretch of road. Same spot.
Same exact spot.
A cross in the weeds marks the spot where her husband died and her son was severely injured.
He was 10 years old, and now he's 28.
What was the date?
November 1st, 1997. A few more days is our 18th year.
They want something done.
Just the safety of the road, because we feel if there was something up, my sister would still be here today, and my nephew.
It needs to be fixed. It should have been fixed 18 years ago. 18 years ago, it was just like it is now. They did a little bit of repairs, and then it just all got forgotten.
The deaths, the injuries keep underscoring their point, and they hope finally state officials get the point. In Worcester, Mass., Greg Whalen for Worcester News Tonight.
An Uxbridge man is facing some serious charges after making a false bomb threat on a plane. Dennis Campbell was arraigned this morning in East Boston District Court. Authorities say the 55-year-old told a flight attendant he was stowing his belongings, that he had a bomb in his carry-on bag. Campbell was arrested at Logan last night and taken off a United Airlines flight. His attorney says Mr. Campbell told the attendant that his bag could come flying out of the overhead storage bin like a bomb if it were not put away properly. According to Campbell's attorney, it's all about a poor choice of words.
55-year-old gentleman who, in a worst case scenario, unfortunately used a word that begins with B on an airplane. And I think that's very unfortunate that common sense didn't prevail. He did not do anything. No passengers on the plane screamed or yelled. Even the attendant who was there did not even say anything to him of any significance. He went and sat back in his seat. He actually apologized to her and said, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that."
Dennis Campbell was released on $250 bail. He was told to check in with probation and stay away from all airports, including Logan. A Worcester man is donating millions of dollars to several Worcester organizations 60 years after his death. Our Andy Madison breaks down this $29 million donation.
It's the most generous donation Children's Friend has ever received.
I thought I had just gone to heaven. We all did. We were thrilled.
More than half a century ago, William B. Smith adopted his children from Children's Friend. They gave him a family. Now he is giving to them.
We will use this money extremely carefully and wisely to benefit children and families we serve.
The donation is almost $3 million, part of a $29 million estate being split up among 5 different organizations in Worcester. including Worcester Polytech Institute, where Smith was a student.
Oh, it's wonderful. This is a graduate, or a non-graduate actually, from 1908 who thought ahead to the point where he said that I'd like to provide support for the mechanical engineering department.
The other 3 groups involved are Washburn House, Visiting Nurses Association Care Network, and UMass Memorial Medical Center, where Smith once served as a trustee. Smith left the medical center almost $10 million, the largest piece of the pie.
This was pretty much a green field back in the 1950s. This didn't exist, and I think he would just be amazed at what the medical center and the medical school has done here in the city of Worcester.
Each organization has a different connection to Smith and his family. Those we spoke with say they were first notified about the money several years ago, but for the most part, the donation has been a welcome surprise.
That's why we can operate, because people care and thank us and appreciate what we've done for their families.
Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Some good news for the city. A new report says Worcester's home sales are up. A Warren Group report this week says the sale of single-family homes in Worcester County is up 27% from this time last year. The study finds the median price of a home in Worcester County is $233,000. It's up 4% in the last year. CEO of Oak Hill Community Development Organization says a big reason is because of the economic development in the city.
It doesn't surprise us, and we're excited about it because it means our community is coming out of the ravages of foreclosure and moving back into home ownership as a good economic model for our families.
Halloween is just around the corner, and if you haven't made plans yet, you might want to check out a haunted house in Auburn. It's spooky and charitable at the same time. Our Kayla Mamlak has the story.
Enter at your own risk. Creators of this haunted house in Auburn guarantee to terrify you this Halloween. And it's all for a good cause.
I want to go to camp overnight for a week, and it's $4,000. So we don't really have the money to do that.
Logan Murphy was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes when he was 8 years old. Now 13, he came up with the idea for the haunted house to help raise money to send him to the Barton camp. Logan says camp will help him learn how to cope with the disease.
Logan likes to eat candy, cookies, cake, and ice cream, just like any kid would. And in order to prevent him to get sick, we need to let him learn what the other kids are doing, how they take care of themselves.
Logan's mom, Tammy, says he needs to see what other kids with diabetes do to stay healthy. She says she is proud her son took initiative because he lives his life in fear.
He's afraid to go into sports. He's afraid of low blood sugars.
He's going to be at a place where everyone is equal and that he doesn't feel different or separate.
The whole family has been working on the haunted house for 2 months. Cousin Karen Nugent says there is no one she would rather help.
He is a super special kid. He has a great heart. People, when they come see, they're going to see a 13-year-old's mind at work, and then just his support system helping sort of put those pieces into place.
And it's no secret this haunted house took the Murphys 2 months to make. The Murphys aren't asking for any donations, but there is a bin outside. They say anything will help. In Auburn, Kayla Mamlak,